Well, hello everyone. This is Queen of Wandstar again, and this is my second long reading. I wasn't gonna do this reading. I just felt like I needed to do it. I needed to do a reading focused on love. I personally am not really interested in love right now. I mean, I've always loved love since a child, but I'm starting to heal some things about codependency and other stuff. And I was focused on my career and studies and, you know, personal stuff that doesn't really require another person. But but I'm okay. I'm really well by myself right now. I do want to share, to give, to receive love, and right now I'm okay with this love being around my friends and family. You know, maybe I will have casual dates or something. We got a lot of love to give, right? But I wasn't focused on romantic love, on this intimacy, this really deep intimacy, and like this soft but deep relationship. But I felt drawn to it a couple minutes ago, and I decided that it would be my second reading. So here we go. Here I am, and let's do it. So we have two groups. Again, we have the Seashell. Here it is. So here we are. We have the Seashell, group number 1. You know, I love the sea. In group number 2, we have a rock, but it's not just a rock. It is it's a rock that is found near waterfalls or in waterfalls. I don't know if I use the correct term, but it's in the lake, in the waterfall, and I do love waterfalls. I love everything that has water in it. I really do. So we will start with the Seashell, the group number 1. See you later. Group number 2. Welcome, group number 1. Group number 1, we're gonna do your reading about this love, this beautiful love that is coming or it's happening. Maybe, I don't know. It is? Is it? If it is, please tell me. I love good love stories, and I mean every love story is a good one. I feel so fulfilled and I feel soft inside, and it's really beautiful to listen someone talk about another person that they love. It's really good to feel this, even if it's not my feeling, even if I don't know the other person, but it's such a beautiful feeling. And yeah, it actually balances me, and it's I mean, of course it's not always a good feeling, when you listen, I don't know, maybe a friend, and you listen to this friend talking about someone that they love, but they are not in a good relationship. Of course, that's not a good feeling. It's a good feeling when it's reciprocated, and they share beautiful love and loyalty. But when I talk about loyalty, I'm talking about companionship, I'm talking about communication. This is loyalty to me. It's the give and take, it's the talking about their feelings, their limits, their boundaries. This is loyalty. It's when you are vulnerable, but at the same time responsible, and it's about being fair at the same time. It's about being equal, and equal doesn't always mean the same amount, the same quantity. It's about what you can give and about being honest about it. I said a lot of abouts, maybe. Okay, so can we have some cards for group number 1, please? Okay, so Justice really wants to be here, and I think we may have to talk about give and take. Just another card here, please. Can you give me a second card to group 1? Okay. Oops. Can you give me a second card, please? So I can understand this dear story better, please. Yeah. Please, can you clarify Justice, please? Can you clarify Justice, please? Okay. I see it. Yep. Can you tell me about, I don't know, counseling? Can you give me an advice? Thank you. Yeah, you can do it. Oh, honey, yeah. So here we are, group. I'm gonna just, excuse me, I'm gonna do this, and so you can see better, because I have the hair on and the back of the deck, and I think that's really important to show you. And I'm gonna do this. You can you can see it, right? Okay. So group number 1, and here we have Justice, we have the 5 of Wands, we have 5 of Swords, 6 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, the Magician, and the Hierophant, which is also a 5 card, a card number 5. So we have a lot of 5s here, which tells me it has maybe, I don't think it is happening. I think it has happened, but if it is happening to you right now, that's what I'm gonna say. I am really sorry, and I think you can go through this, and I think you will overcome this. But I think for the majority of you that are seeing this or watching this, it has already passed. You have already went through this, and now it's not happening, but the symptoms are still in you. Like when we have, I'm sorry, for context, I think we're talking here about a conflict, a conflict between maybe one person or maybe more. I will get into details, kind of, but what I'm trying to say, here we have conflict, and we have a really bad conflict that maybe you got through this like with victory, because it had a conflict and you got out of it, not necessarily winning, but with a clean consciousness, with knowing that you did right, knowing that you did your part, and that you were honest and fair, you know what I mean? But even if you got out of it like this, and maybe you want something, maybe you wanted a fight or a conflict or an argument, and you won, but even if you did, you felt horrible. I think there was a conflict, or maybe it is happening right now, and you won this. You're gonna win this conflict and this argument, but it doesn't matter if you win, because you're gonna feel horrible, or maybe you are feeling horrible. You're feeling sad. You're feeling hurt, because sometimes it's not about winning something. It's not about winning in conflicts. That's when we talk about vulnerability. When we are with someone, or maybe more than one, whatever, monogamous, non-monogamous, polyamorous, whatever, it's your it's your way of relating to others. When we share vulnerability with someone, when we communicate with someone, and we tell the truth, and we are not afraid to tell what hurt us, what we need, what we are feeling, what we are thinking. This is vulnerability. And I know it's difficult to be vulnerable, and I know it doesn't depend only on you. I mean, if you're with someone, let's get an example, and you're feeling sad, you're feeling hurt about some discussion, or maybe this person told you something really hurtful, called you something, I don't know, maybe talk to you in a rude way, and you're feeling hurt. What you gonna do? You're not gonna swallow it. You're gonna talk about it, and this is vulnerability. But this is one example of vulnerability. You're vulnerable at the time you decide to speak about it, to talk about it with this person. But you're also vulnerable when you sit in front of this person and you tell it, trusting that they will listen, that they will care about you, that they will embrace you, and that they will be responsible for their acts. It doesn't mean they are blamed. They should be feeling guilt, or they should be feeling horrible. It doesn't mean that. Sometimes things just are, and sometimes we do shitty things because we didn't know better, and the in anyway, coming back, you're being vulnerable, and it doesn't depend on you only, because if this person just becomes defensive and start attacking or defending itself, not even listening to you, not even listening first, because that's what was that's what you were doing, right? You were sitting to talk about it, and this person doesn't even listen to you, and it starts defending them. Anyway, when they do this, they are not being vulnerable. It's the exact opposite. They are being their full ego. They are being defensiveness. They are building walls, and they are also telling you, not necessarily indirectly, but they're telling you that you can't trust them. They're telling you that it doesn't matter if they hurt you. You don't have a safe space. they are not going to be responsible for the acts. They're not going to be honest about it. Maybe because they're not ready, maybe because they are sad, and right now they can't deal with this. But whatever it is, wherever their background is, their backstory is for this contest, for what they're feeling right now, whatever it is, it tells you something. It tells you that right now you can't have this. It tells you that right now you can't have their caring, their responsibility, their honesty. And okay, we can wait for people, but the question is, for how long? For how long can you give this person space so they can be responsible again, so they can be loyal? And loyal, I mean, and being vulnerable as you are vulnerable, trusting that you're not attacking them when you talk about your hurt feelings, and how you're not okay with something that they did, because you're not. Because when they come to you and they tell you that you've hurt them with something, or that they don't like something that you do to them or whatever, you will see that, you will listen to them, and you will say, I'm sorry I made you feel this way. I will look into this. I will try to be better. I don't know, we will communicate, we will talk about this, and we'll find something or better ways to do this, or anyway to be better for them, for you. Because relationships are work. Relationships are communicating, doing work, caring about ourselves, caring about the other. Relationship is it's mutual. It's I forgot the word. Anyway, I went a long way. What I'm trying to say is your reading started about balance, and I think I said some things about codependency, right, in the beginning, and I think that is important. So I think, coming back for the 50th time, I don't know, you had a conflict, or maybe you were having a conflict with this person, or maybe more persons, I don't know right now if there's more, but you're having a conflict. And it doesn't matter, because this conflict, nobody is listening to each other. Nobody is listening. And even if you won this, even if you won, not necessarily in the conflict, but maybe in your head, you were okay with this, with your mind. You're okay with your acts and with what you've told. And anyway, you felt like you won. You felt okay with the result, but at the same time you feel hurt, because maybe this person didn't listen to you. Maybe, okay, you were right, and your argument were right, but maybe this person didn't listen, or they did listen, but you're still hurt because maybe they didn't do anything. Yeah, maybe they didn't do anything. They didn't do the work. They were not vulnerable as you. Maybe you decided, actually, maybe you didn't win by defeating them. Maybe you took your swords and left. And sometimes you do look back. But it was necessary to go away. It was necessary to leave. Even if you hurt this person too. And now you can maybe feel love, you can maybe feel something about this person, but you feel a lot of hurt. You feel like this hurt is really big, even if it doesn't feel every time. This is important. I mean, if this person came into your life again, this is something that you should talk about. This is something that can't be ignored because it can crack a base, because if you build a tower and because if you try to build a house, if this is the base and you haven't talked about it, you haven't fixed it, you haven't built from a honest place where you were listening, and this person too, because I mean, did you listen to this person? Maybe yes. I think it needed balance, and it came to a point that no one listened to each other. Anyway, group 1, I'm really sorry about it. I've been through this and it's not good. I have thought about all phases. I've been through the phase, oh, I understand this person and how they did this, I understand, and all like this understanding, and I've been through the phase, wow, they did hurt me, and it hurt me really bad, and I can understand, and at the same time, they've hurt me. It doesn't mean that they are bad, but I understand how they went from this to this. But at the same time, they did hurt me. They did not care about me. They did hurt me in a lot of ways, knowing that they would. And I've been through phase 3, that is this duality that is not actually a duality, because they can both coexist, and I've accepted that. I understand that. Yeah, it takes a lot of understanding. It sucks. But what I'm trying to say, that I feel you, and I see you, and you know what? How can you overcome this? How can you be free from this? I think you can use your spirituality. I think you can talk to your guides, to your ancestors, and you can ask them to guide you, to help you transmute these feelings. Maybe you don't necessarily have to talk to this person, because I think if you don't talk to this person and you don't want to, you can do your work alone. Not necessarily alone, because you can ask your guides, but you can do your work by manifesting. I want to say manifesting because of the magician, but it's not manifesting as in, oh well, I'm gonna manifest that I'm really okay right now, and that I've been through this. It's not manifesting as in, oh, I'm gonna be okay tomorrow about this, and I'm not gonna do any work because I'm manifesting. No, it's not that. You gotta do some work. If you have counsel, therapy, that's good. That's excellent. You should talk about it in therapy. I also recommend therapy to everyone. But anyway, actually, I think this is an advice. If you can, and if you can afford to, please seek counseling. Please seek therapy. It will be really good for you. because it will give you the autonomy to understand, yeah, that word, to understand and to organize and feel your feelings and do something about it. Maybe you're an artist and you can get those feelings and shove them into your art, and it will help you go through this. It will help you say and tell and talk about things that maybe you weren't heard. Remember when we talk about not listening? And maybe you feel like they didn't listen to you, and you can put this in your work. Even maybe you're not an artist, and that's okay. You can put it in other forms of work. You can transmute that in a lot of possibles. There's a lot of possibilities of how you can transmute that. But I think craft here is important, and craft is in something that I write, something that I create. It's in the creating term, and therapy is important too. I think you need to have someone that can validate you, that can listen to you, that can tell you, yeah, that's alright, it's okay to feel this way. It's valid what you're feeling, what you needed, what you need right now. And I'm here, I'm listening, and we can go through this together. That's my advice to you, Group 1. I thought this reading was gonna be about someone coming, like that lovey-dovey, but sometimes yes, people are gonna come and love are gonna arrive, but we have to clean it. Those histories will always be with us. You're not those histories, but you've been through them, and I don't think you have to clean them 100%, as in if you don't clean you can't have another relationship. I don't think that. I think cleaning here means any remaining deep feelings that are still existing, or maybe blocking you to get something. For example, maybe you've been through the breakup, through the conflict, and you were okay and you were really good, but someone different appeared into your life and it reminded you of this person, and you've discovered that you have some things, maybe little things inside you that they were not really healed. They're not really healed, cured. I don't think the word is cured, or maybe they were healed and they came back, and you're gonna go through this again, but not in a chaotic way, not in a long way, because you've dealt with one time and now you have some information, some knowledge of how to do it again, and one day it will feel really little, will feel really like nothing. like you remember that and you understand that, and you're okay. And maybe sometimes it will trigger you and you have to do it again, but you're never alone and you can do this. And that's why therapy is important here, to give you foundation, to give you, because you see the Hierophant is someone that is higher Hierophant that is higher in magic. he is like old. It talks about tradition also, and you have the magician, and you see the magician's really, it's younger than the Hierophant, and I think that he represents you learning how to transmute that, how to understand that, how to understand it in a lot of levels. I mean, understanding first how it affects you, and second, what you can do, and third, how can you transmute it, and fourth, how can it be your full in your art, in your craft, in your magic. It's just learning all the aspects of what you can do about this feeling, about this thing that happened, what you can do about it, and giving you independence and autonomy to I'm really sorry about this word again, but to understand your feelings and things that affect you in your life, and how you can take care of yourself. And at the same time, you have someone that have studied it, that has learned it, that works in this field. I talk about therapy because it's important to talk to people that have studied it, that has knowledge about it, that does it for work, because they will be always studying, and they are always studying. That's their work, and you can share a little of this responsibility and learn and be open to this person to guide you, to help you, or maybe not to guide you, but to listen to you, and like a sensei be there and tell you, yeah, what you think about it, and you're gonna say thanks, blah blah blah, I think blah blah blah, and they're gonna say and then you will do all the work by yourself, but it's not really by yourself, it's just because they give you space and validation to do it. It's not your teacher, but it can show you the way, it can help you along the way. Well, it's been a long reading, Pile 1. Thank you so much. Remember, you are the magician. You can go through this. And I'm really, really sorry about your suffering. I hope it doesn't bother you anymore. And I hope that you overcome this. Because I think you have the potential. I think you have what it needs. Remember things, learn things, organize things, and let yourself feel. Validate your feelings. It is important. Talk about your feelings, even if it's with yourself. Okay? Thank you, Pile 1. Bye-bye. Well, hello, Pile 2. You that chosen the rock, the waterfall rock. Welcome. This is your reading. I'm gonna be honest. The first reading got me in my feelings, and I don't know, Pile 2, what you're gonna get, but I'm not gonna expect anything. I don't know, maybe it will be the refreshing message. Wow. Okay, Pile 2. Spirits, please. Can you give me cards for Pile 2? Is it here? Please, Spirit, can you tell me about this love reading? Please give me cards for Pile 2. Yeah, let's talk about love. Pile 2. Okay. It took a long time to come out. Maybe you left someone, you left a relationship, and it took you a long time, or maybe there's a long time that you left it. Please, more cards to pile 2, please. Yeah, of course. You go, honey. That's nice. I want to say something. I want to say something. If you ever listen to pile 1 reading and you've come back like months later or maybe a year later and listen to this pile 2, I just want to say I'm really proud of you. And I told you could go through this. I told you I'm just really proud. And you're gonna understand that if it happens. If it doesn't, well, it's okay, because I think it's gonna be good right now. I haven't read it yet, but I think it's gonna be good. And if you came from pile 1, this is your future. If it's good, if it's not, please ignore that. Ignore what I'm saying. But if you came from pile 1, told ya, you can do this. Yeah, babe, that's awesome. Alright, more. Nope, no, we're not gonna have it this. Yeah, I understand that. So is it over? Is it over? Or we need something more? Okay, it's over. We're now gonna have the back of the deck, because I saw like 3 cards that was gonna be the back of the deck. Well, pile 2, let's start your reading. I'm gonna do this because you can't see, right? And I really want to have the Magician right here in the left side, so I don't really want to do that, so I'm sorry. This is gonna be a reveal. Well, pile 2. What a... Well, that was hard, right? As I said, you left something, or you're leaving right now, and it took you a long time to leave. It took you a long time to leave, not as in it took you to leave, but maybe you left as in something that is continuous, like trying to leave here, but maybe looking back, maybe suffering about it and crying, and still energetic there and leaving, like a constant leave, anyway, when you go from place A to place B and you didn't left, you are leaving, you know what I mean? You are still leaving. Anyway, if you're leaving, you'll get there, I promise you. Just don't... I can't promise, I'm sorry. I almost lost my camera here, but I think you can do it. You need to believe in it too. I'm sorry, but you can do it. You can live it and keep going. If you're doing it right now, keep going. And if you have already left, I'm sorry you felt like you needed to leave something. And I don't think it's something that you left happily. I think it was sad. I think you felt really, really sad about it. And I don't think it's about anger. I think you just felt low. You just felt sad. And you left. You left because things needed to be balanced. Things needed to be fair to you. And then you left. And now you're learning how to be fair, how to give, how to take in an equal way. You're learning how to not give everything and in the first moment, learning how much you can give, how much you can how much you need to not give so you can give yourself. You understand what I mean? Maybe you were given everything and now you're learning how to be. I mean, for example, let's say you have 10 rose quartz, 10 crystals, and you usually gave people romantically, because this is a love reading, but I mean, love can be other things than romantically, right? I mean, this is the focus. But if you feel this is about another person that isn't romantically, feel free to absorb what resonates with you. Anyway, let's say you have 10 crystals and you usually gave people those 10 crystals, and maybe you looked for more crystals to give this person, and then you had nothing for you. You not only had nothing to you, but maybe if you met someone, or maybe if other things besides romantically relationships needed some crystals, you didn't have, because you gave it all. And listen, I don't think it's wrong to give a lot, because some people do give a lot. I mean, I'm an intense person and I give a lot, but it needs to be reciprocated and it needs to be balanced in a way that is, I have my passions and I have other things besides this relationship or these relationships, and these other things give me love, and these other things including me and my self-care and my relationship to myself, they are really important too. And maybe now you're learning how to focus on them too, how to balance what you give, what you take, and where you give, for whom you give. I think you're learning that, and you're becoming someone that, yes, you give a lot of love, yes, you give energy because you have energy as the Queen of Wands, but you also give it to yourself. The Queen of Wands knows how to leave when they need to leave. The Queen of Wands know how to be with themselves when they feel the urge and the need to be with themselves. The Queen of Wands has this energy of doing things, of the act, this yang energy, but they also respect the yin energy. They also respect the need to be with themselves and the need to self-care, the need to balance where they put their energy to I don't know, anyway, where they put the energy. The Queen of Wands respects and acts both ways, and you're becoming You're becoming them. You're becoming the Queen of Wands. I mean, you already are, but you're learning. Or maybe you have already learned and now you just need me to say, yes, you're Queen of Wands. Yeah. Heck yeah. I think you asked for this knowledge, for this transformation. I don't think you asked for the shitty, for the horror, for the chaotic thing, the hurt thing. I don't think you asked for that. Please don't ever think that. What I mean is, you've gone through this and you asked the universe to help you overcome that, and to help you act different. I mean act different as in, it's not your fault, it's how can you put yourself in a different way in relationships that you will not harm you. You will not, you see things for what they are first. You will see the red flags. You will say and talk about your boundaries, and you're not gonna let someone disrespect it. You will never give up on your worth. Never again. This is a transformation about knowing your worth and never ever letting someone take it from you again. Never forgetting it. It is a process. I think you will always be reminded of that. Sometimes we fall. That's okay. That's how we were raised, how society told us to be, to act. But and yes, sometimes we gotta learn it again. We gotta remember that, heal again. And healing is a lifetime. You're not gonna suffer forever. I mean, a long life thing isn't. Sometimes things trigger us. Sometimes things need us to remember how to do it again. Let's say, for example, you're a kid, or maybe not, whatever, what age you are, and you learn how to ride a bicycle. Okay, right? And then you're riding the bicycle and you're really good at it, and okay, and now it's been 5 years and you haven't ride a bicycle in those 5 years. And I mean, you know how to ride a bicycle. You already learned it. And you did ride bicycle when you were 5 years ago. But now you're not gonna do it so well because you haven't ride it. And now you have to remember, and then you're gonna ride again, and then you're gonna be good again. Or maybe you do ride bicycles, but you're riding it slowly, and now something happened that triggered you, that needed you to ride really fast and really intense, but you're not used to it, so you're gonna learn it again. Or maybe how do I say, it's not polished, but it's to to upgrade this thing. It's not the word that I want to say, but it's like upgrading this, how you ride this bicycle, and then you know, you will ride it fast and intense, and when other things appear and you have to ride slow, you can do it because you have already ride it intense. And you know what I mean. I think it's a long life thing, this healing, because sometimes we forget, and sometimes we fall, and sometimes we are really sad, and we have, it's setback, right? The word, we have setbacks, and we're gonna do it again, but that's okay, because we have already planted this garden. We have already cultivated this garden, and right now, when you go through this healing again, you just need to take some care of your garden. You know, it's a really beautiful garden, and I think you should be proud of your healing. What you're doing is amazing. It's really beautiful, and the universe has your back. It really has. Your guides, your ancestors, they have your back. They are with you. They are helping, and they are giving you what you need. Birds, can you give me advice? Yeah. Can you give me one more card of advice to group 2, please? One more card of advice. Please don't be afraid of this Ten of Swords. Actually, the way things are, I'm not really seeing this card as something horrible. I mean, it is horrible, you know. There's a person lying here with 10 swords in their back, but I'm seeing this in another way. It's not the good vibe things, okay? I promise you. It's just what comes after the Ten of Swords. Just can you give me another card of advice? Please clarify it. Can you please clarify the Ten of Swords, or give something? Please advice. Okay. Yeah, honey, you got 2 knives. So, Pile 2, your advice here is, as you're healing, and you know you're healing, you're gonna go through this deep, word that I cannot say here, through this deep poop that you have to go through, because you've been hurt, and you have a lot of triggers, and you need to heal. So the advice that I give to you is, take one sword at a time. Do not be defeated. You are not going lower than this. I mean, this is really, I'm sorry, it was rude. I'm sorry. But what I mean by lower than this is, you can, I promise you, it's not gonna be worse. Right now, it's just you and those swords. No one's coming and putting another sword on you, okay? That's not gonna happen. Right now, you have to deal with this. You have to heal this. And my advice is, take a sword at a time. You don't have to take everything right now. You don't even have to get up right now. I mean, do get up. If you feel to, get up. You know? If you're better now, do your thing. What I mean is, if you feel tired, if this healing is giving is making you exhausted, feeling exhausted, if it takes time on you, I mean, it takes time. If it's heavy on you, please start each one at a time. Do not guilt yourself in getting up, in taking everything and being already healed. That's not healthy. You don't have to be up, you don't have to be healed by tomorrow. That's not okay. That's not what is expected. Nothing is expected. The only thing that is expected is for you to be okay on your terms, on your time, giving yourself love and space to do this. This is what I meant by you don't have to get up. Is you can focus on this in your time, and you don't have to be okay by tomorrow. I know you want to, and I mean, if we could, we would be, but sometimes things needs more time to be processed and to heal, because there are things that are heavy and they destroy us. So we need to do one thing at a time. We need to this is not a thing that you can rip the band-aid off, because it's not a one band-aid, it's a lot of band-aids, and you cannot just start ripping band-aids, every band-aid in 1 second. It's not that you're not gonna take it, but trust me, you don't want to. You need to give yourself this healthy space and patience, because you deserve patience. And why you're not giving yourself patience? You know, this is a thing that we should ask ourselves when we don't do something for us. You know, when we do something that's not good, we have to ask, why am I doing that to myself? Okay, I wanna heal faster. I wanna be healed by tomorrow, but if I need that, I'm gonna have to sabotage me, or maybe I'm gonna have to do something that's not good for me, which means you're not gonna be healed. But ignoring that, I'm gonna hurt myself. And why? Is it really that important? I mean, it's important to heal, but it's really at what value? What has more value? To be healed 100%, which is not gonna happen by tomorrow, or to respect me? Because if you respect yourself and you give yourself time and patience to take one sword at a time, then yes, you're gonna heal yourself. Because the goal here is to be better, right? Is to be happy, is to heal. So doing something that hurts you more, it doesn't make sense. You know, sometimes you gotta ask yourselves, dude, am I making sense? Am I doing choices that makes sense in healing myself, because right now you need to give yourself love, honey. You need to give yourself praise and validation, because you've been through poop poop things, and you've done your work. You are the Queen of Wands. I told you once, and I'm gonna tell you right now again. You are the Queen of Wands, and also the Star. You are doing amazing, sweetie. And you know what I'm trying to say is, please see that. I don't think this is about giving love to somebody, but I mean, well, yeah, you can give love to somebody, but first, can you please give love to yourself? Can you please see all of those stars that you have already taken off, and now you just need to take out the ones that remains, the ones that are left there, but you can get through this. Anyway, please do it on your time, and not on the time that you want, but on the time that you feel it's honest with you, on your time, that time that is right, that is fair to you, that is with love to you. And at the same time, search for things that give you love, that makes you happy. Go towards things that makes you happy, because it's really hard to just heal things by talking about it, thinking about it, and yada. This is important, but not giving yourself other times to self-care, watch things that you love, this is giving you love too, to analyze things, to understand your feelings, to validate your feelings, to do therapy. This is loving yourself, right? And it's about doing this kind of loving yourself and the other kind of loving yourself. It's the balance, because it hurts. Healing hurts sometimes, a lot of times actually. And yeah, you do this, it will hurt, so you give yourself other ways of loving yourself that is not hurtful, so you can balance, so you can take this. I'm sorry if I if I was bruised or something. I am really just trying to express what I'm feeling and channeling, and trying to remind English words to tell you. And sometimes these feelings are devastating, because they really resonate with me too. And I really want to tell you, you can do it, and you can. I believe in you, and I think you should too. I think you should look back and see all that you did, and ask yourself, why wouldn't I accomplish the end of this? Why wouldn't I accomplish this last 4 swords? I don't know if I've already taken this 6 swords out of me, or maybe it's only 2. I don't know which timeline. There's a lot of you guys, so please give yourself validation and love and patience. Please do, okay? you've come a long way, and you deserve to be appreciated for that. Okay? Thank you, Pio, too. I'm sorry again about this. It's just I'm sorry. I hope in my next readings I will be better at my vocabulary, and I will give myself some breathing to say things. And thank you everyone for this reading. Please, if it resonates, comment, because that actually makes me feel happy, and it gives me motivation to do more, to be better, to know that my work, to know that my gifts are helping people, are getting to people. And this is why we work these gifts, right? Yes, to help ourselves, but also to in a way give love, right? To take care, to help. This is giving love for me, and I feel really happy. I actually feel, how do I say that? It's as in having emotions, but like a lot of emotions at the same time. I really appreciate that. So thank you. I hope all of you get better soon, and that you all give love to yourself 24 hours a day. How do I say it's 24/7? I don't know how to say this, but I really hope that. And I'm sending you lots of love, and I hope you can feel this. I hope you can feel a really long and caring hug, not necessarily physical, but in your heart and in your soul. And I wish you all the best. I wish you love every day in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing and giving me this space of being vulnerable. This is important, and vulnerability it's a really strong and hard thing to do in our society right now, and for long years, and maybe centuries. It's really beautiful. It's a virtue, and that's how we get going. That's how we change, right? That's how we allow ourselves to feel, and to be, and to recognize others, and to recognize love, and to live better. So thank you for being vulnerable. This is not wrong. This is not bad. And you're not less or inferior for feeling, for having emotions, for having opinions and being vulnerable, for sharing, for showing yourself, showing your feelings, for showing your heart. You're not less. You're actually really brave.